Today we're going to talk about sealed secrets and how to use them in Kubernetes cluster. First, we will install sealed secret controller. Then we will generate Kubernetes secret and seal it with kubeseal command. Also, I created a Flask application to demonstrate how you can use sealed secret within Python-based app. Let's get started. There are two parts that needs to be installed. The first one is the kubeseal tool that you need to install locally, and also we need to deploy the sealed secret controller to Kubernetes. And when you deploy it the first time, it will generate the certificate and the private key. The certificate will be used to encrypt our secrets, and the private key will be used to decrypt and create the regular secrets in Kubernetes. And the way how it works, so we're gonna we're gonna generate the sealed secret definition based on the just a regular secret, and then when we apply this sealed secret to Kubernetes, sealed secret controller will detect this and it will try to decrypt it, and if it successfully decrypts it, it will create just a regular kind secret in Kubernetes that our application, and in our case it's going to be the Flask application, will be able to use this sealed secret. All right, let's get started. Okay, first of all, we need to install sealed secret controller and also a CLI tool locally. And I'm gonna do it by going to the sealed secret releases page on GitHub. And the current version is 13.0.13.1. So I'm gonna use these commands and follow these instructions. I'm on Mac, so I already installed my kubeseal locally using Homebrew. And depends on your platform, you would follow either on Linux or on Mac, or for Windows, you can also download the binary and put it on your path. All right, and also on the cluster side, we need to deploy sealed secret controller to the Kubernetes cluster. And that's the original files for this version that I used to deploy it. All right, so let's get started. First of all, let me create the first file, and I'm gonna call it kubeseal.yaml. All right, and let me paste it. It's quite large file. All right, and let's go over it. So the first thing that we're gonna create is the service account, and then we're gonna attach some roles, a couple roles, this role as well. And then we're gonna create the role bindings to associate the service account with the role, and the second role binding. And now we're gonna create the cluster role and cluster role binding. And finally, we're gonna create the service and also deployment to deploy our sealed secret controller to Kubernetes. And here the version that we have, the 0.13.1. And finally, the final object that we need to create is the custom resource definition. And we need to be able to use the sealed secret CRD to deploy our sealed secrets to cluster. All right, so this is the first part. And let's go ahead and deploy this cluster side sealed controller to Kubernetes. I'm gonna use the kubeseal apply, and then I'm gonna provide the path to this file, under Kate's folder. All right, let's apply this file, and it's gonna create a bunch of objects. Let's verify that the sealed secret controller is successfully initialized and generated the key pair. And we can use the kubeseal logs command for this purpose. And I'm gonna use the kubeseal logs. Before I'm gonna run this command, let me show you that the pod is up. By running kubeseal get pods, and then by default it will use the kube system namespace. And let me show you first. So this is the pod that was just deployed 39 seconds ago. And well, of course you can use your own namespace and not necessarily the kube system, but make sure that if you want to deploy it in different namespace, you can update all the references to the namespace in all of those objects, including roles, because role, for example, is the namespace specific permissions. All right, and also let's run the logs command, and that's the sealed secret pod, right? So I'm gonna run the kubectl logs, then I'm gonna provide a tail dash, well, tail equal to -1, because when you use the selector, it's gonna output only 10 lines. And to disable it and to get all the logs, you're gonna specify -1. And this dash f will attach to that pod and will follow it and output all the oncoming logs as well. And this is the label that this particular pod has. It has the key name and the value is sealed secret controller. And then it's we deployed it in the kube system namespace. All right, let me run this. And you can see that it successfully started and it generated the certificate. And this is the certificate, this is the public certificate that we're gonna be using to encrypt our secrets. So that's the one. And okay, let me cancel this. And also I want to show you that when you deploy this controller, it created the, oh, too quickly. So let me show you your, well, the secrets that this controller generated. And I'm gonna use the kubectl get secrets in kube system namespace. And that's the secret that this controller just created, and it's of type TLS, right? So that's the secret. And let's describe the secret by running the kubectl get secret, and this is the, oh, all right. Let me get the secrets again, and now I can use this command, right? Kubectl get secrets that I want to output. Let me see, that's the sealed secret. All right. And now let me run it. And that's the secret that it generated. So it has the TLS key and also the certificate. All right. Now, well, let's go ahead and create the namespace. And like I said before, I created the Flask application just to test and that we can use those sealed secrets in our applications. Okay, let's go ahead and create the dedicated namespace for our application. And I'm gonna call it, well, the file will be namespace.yaml and the namespace will be staging. All right, so it's a kind namespace. And let's go ahead and create this namespace right away. Go to the terminal and run kubectl apply-f to provide this file. And let's create it. Okay, let's check kubectl get ns. And that's the namespace that we just created 5 seconds ago. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create just a regular secret. So we're gonna use this to as a template to seal the secret. Let's go ahead and create the file first, secret.yaml. And that's that's the secret that we're gonna seal. So right now it's just a regular Kubernetes secret. And let's create the key, which we will call token, and the value. So if you remember, if you use just the data, you need to encode your strings in base64. And let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back to the terminal and we're gonna use the echo command. We're gonna provide the -n to avoid new lines in that file. And this is the value for our token. And then we're gonna pipe it to the base64. Okay, and let's grab it. The encoded in base64 version. And let's replace it, this token. All right. So if you get value from this video, please like it. Thanks. So now we have the secret, but we're not gonna apply it directly. So, and we're not gonna use and check in this secret to our Git repository. So it's gonna be just a template. And what we can do now, we can configure the kubeseal, the command. Let me grab this. And well, like I said, I installed the kubeseal using Homebrew. And now we need to get the same certificate that we saw in the logs. So in order to do that, we can use the fetch cert, and then we can pipe it to create the file locally, and we're gonna call it cert.pem. And also, if you deployed your controller in different namespace, you would need to run this additional flag and specify the namespace. So in my case, I use the same namespace, so I can remove it since it's a default value. Let me remove it and let me fetch the certificate. Okay, let's go ahead and check the certificate. And that's the certificate, the public certificate that will be used to encrypt the secrets, sealed secrets. All right, and also we can optionally just, if we want to decode this certificate, we can use the OpenSL, and then we can decode this certificate. And let's take a look. And well, it's valid for 10 years. And that's the certificate. All right. Now, finally, let's go ahead and seal our secret. And I'm gonna run the following command, kubeseal, and then I'm gonna pipe content of this file, kh03 secret.yaml, and that's the file. So I'm gonna pipe the whole file to this tool and provide some additional arguments. So the first argument, which is the cert, this cert will be used to encrypt the secret, and by default it will output it in JSON, but I want to change this behavior and output it in YAML. So I'm gonna provide -o YAML, and also I'm gonna pipe it and create the new file in kh folder called sealedSecret.yaml. And also there are options how you can define the scope. For example, I can provide additional flags, for example, scope strict. This is the default behavior. So in this case, the secret must be sealed with exactly the same name and namespace. So when you seal the secret, the namespace and the name will be used to encrypt the secret, and you're not going to be allowed to change the namespace, so, and the name obviously. Also, there is another option, which is namespace wide. This you can freely rename the sealed secret within the given namespace. And the final option that you can use is the cluster wide. That's the one. And the secret can be unsealed in any namespace and can be given any name. All right, so that's the one. And I'm gonna use default scope, which is strict, and I don't even need to provide this. All right, let me run this command and it will seal and create the new file. Let's take a look. All right, so that's the file. And let me close this, and you can see that this is the type kind, and this type kind comes from the custom resource definition that we just created before. If you can see here, the last line in this very large deployment is the custom resource definition, and we define this kind sealed secret, and that's why we can actually use this sealed secret kind. All right. And that's the token key, and this is actually encrypted value for our secret. So now we can safely store this file in the public repositories. All right, so let me close this, and let's go ahead and apply the secret. And before I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna open the split the terminal, split it horizontally, and I'm gonna run the same command to tail logs for our controller. All right. And I'm gonna apply this sealed secret. So I'm gonna use the kubeseal, apply, and provide the path to my sealed secret. Let me apply that. And when the sealed secret controller detects this type of objects, it will try to decrypt it and create the secret. So you can see that the sealed secret unsealed successfully. Now we're gonna get two objects. First of all, we're gonna get the sealed secret, kubeseal get sealed secret in staging namespace. So we're gonna get the credentials sealed secret, and we're also gonna get the just a regular secret, and that's the just a secret. So this secret was created by this controller, and this is the relationship is this is the parent and this is the child. That means if you update this sealed secret, it will update this secret in just a regular secret. All right, and also we can go ahead and since we have the regular secret, Kubernetes secret, we can check the value for that secret, and we can run the kubeseal get secrets credentials. We can output it in YAML format and provide the namespace, and we're gonna get a bunch of metadata, so we don't care. And also we're gonna get this data block, which is token, and this is encoded in base64 secret. That's actually we want. Instead, we can run a slightly different command. We can run the kubeseal get secrets credentials, and instead of YAML, we can specify what portion of this secret we actually want to get. And I'm gonna specify that I want to get only data. And if I run this, I'm gonna get only that portion, token, and this is the value. And well, we can do that, grab this value, use echo, and we can pipe it to base64-d to decode and get decoded version of our secret. And this sign just represents the end of the file. All right, so, and we can actually do even a little bit better. So we can run and pipe all and glue all of those commands together. So we can run the kubeseal get secrets credentials, and then we can pipe the whole thing to this command and provide that we just want to get the single value for that key, JSON key, which is called token, and pipe the value to the base64 tool. And we're gonna decode the secret right away. So this is the value. And finally, in this video, I want to show you that, like I said before, I created the Flask application, and we're gonna use this to test our sealed secret. So let's go ahead and create the file, which is called deployment.yaml, and let me paste it first. And that's just a regular deployment. And this is I'm gonna call it Flask in staging namespace, one replica. And this is the public image that I created and uploaded to the Docker Hub. And this is, like I said, it's public, so you can access it. And I define this block env, which is the way how you can use the secrets in our deployments. So I'm gonna specify the environment variable name token, and I'm gonna say that the content for that environment variable will be from the secret key reference. The secret key will be credentials, and this is the token. So, and let me show you the application itself. So that's the Flask, very simple Flask application. And here, when I just start this application, I'm gonna read the environment variable called token, and I'm gonna print it to the console, the token equal to this value for that token. And I also created the Docker file for this application, docker ignore, and requirements to install this Flask. And like I said, I uploaded to the Docker Hub. All right, so let's go ahead and deploy this application. And I'm gonna use kubeseal apply and provide the path and press enter. All right, now it's created, and let's get the pods. Kubeseal get pods in staging namespace, and that's the application which is in status running. Now, well, let's check the logs. And we can get the logs by using the kubeseal logs selector by the label and then staging namespace. And we can see that the server started on port 80, and the token is the sealed secret token, which is comes from this environment variable. And like I said, this comes from this application as well. So that's the token. Alright, thank you for watching, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, bye.